Thanks for joining. I'm Marielle Mohs, and here at WCCO, we are celebrating the highlights of female athletes in this new digital segment called Women in Sports. We'll share news stories with you every week right here as we do our part to give these athletes the recognition they deserve. First up this week, Paige Bueckers and Tessa Johnson are just two of the Minnesotans that have been on the must-watch list in this year's NCAA women's basketball tournament. Also dancing in March Madness are 15 players across 12 different colleges who all come from the same basketball club here in the Twin Cities. I caught up with that club to see what goes into their successful training. States away in this Chaska home, several young basketball players are watching on as one of their own shines on the national stage.
All the hard work and time put in the gyms, like the hours of work, like 100% all the time. It's just crazy. This is where it can take you.
Olivia Olson is a rookie on the Michigan women's basketball team and an alum of the Minnesota Fury, a Twin Cities basketball club where girls train and grow their game in the off-season.
It's really cool to just see someone that I know personally just on the big screen playing the game she loves.
Seeing Olivia play at this level is inspiring for these young hoopers.
She inspires me so much, and I really love to see her play. She's awesome.
And they did a really good job of doubling when
It's one of many proud moments for Fury founder and coach Nick Storm.
It's one of the greatest joys of my life to help these kids achieve their dreams and then help them get ready and feel like you're at least a little piece of them being ready to play at that level right off the bat is a lot of fun.
This is the training ground for Minnesota Fury. They practice every weekend in the off season, some girls traveling several hours just to hone their craft with this group.
I travel 3.5 hours from where I live.
That trip is well worth it for 8th grader Farrah Thomas, who plays on the varsity Mountain Iron Buell High School team.
Good read, Farrah.
But she comes to the Fury for the training that is proven to get you to the college level.
Yeah, I want to be really good and I want to be noticed, and I want to get somewhere with my basketball career.
Sophomore Presley Watkins will soon be playing in March Madness with over 10 D1 college offers already. She also played with Olivia Olson at Benilde St. Margaret's.
Her journey sets an example for me and a lot of younger girls in this at Benilde and in Fury to be able to look up to her and see I'm on the same path she is and continue to work hard and just use that as motivation.
For these young players with big dreams, it's even more exciting knowing someday they'll get to play in front of a crowd that's growing in size each year.
It's been really cool to see people tuning in and paying attention, especially because so many girls are really good at this sport and so many girls love this sport.
And Olivia Olson and the Wolverines fell to 3-seed Notre Dame last weekend, but several other girls are still in the dance. Speaking of Paige Bueckers, she walked off the floor for the last time at Gampel Pavilion in Connecticut earlier this week, minutes before the Huskies beat South Dakota State 91-57 in the second round of the NCAA tournament. She did it to a standing ovation after pouring 34 points, tying her career high to go along with 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals. Her 34 points were the most by a UConn player in the big dance since the Lynx alum Maya Moore scored 36 against Notre Dame in the 2011 Final Four. This was also her 6th 25-point game in the tournament. UConn is now on to the Sweet 16 for the 31st year in a row. That's the all-time record for consecutive appearances. The Huskies will face the 3-seed Oklahoma Sooners on Saturday night. Meanwhile, USC star JuJu Watkins suffered a torn ACL earlier this week. It happened during her team's 96-59 win over 9-seed Mississippi State. Watkins went down during the first quarter and needed to be carried off the floor without putting any weight on her injured leg. The injury will require surgery, which means the season for the Trojans' top player is unfortunately over. USC faces Kansas State in the Sweet 16 on Saturday. The Wisconsin women's hockey team are national champions. The Badgers earned their 4th national championship in 6 seasons last weekend and a record 8 in program history. They defeated Ohio State 4-3 in overtime. Before the championship, the Badgers had to play the Gophers at Ritter Arena in high-stakes border battle. The final score was 6-2. But some good news for one of the Gopher student-athletes. Redshirt senior forward Abbey Murphy has been named a CCM second-team All-American for this season. Murphy is the first Gopher to earn an All-American nod in the last 2 years. Murphy ranks 2nd in the nation in goals and leads the nation in both game-winning goals and shots. In swimming and diving, junior diver Vivi DeAngel and senior swimmer Elliot Kennedy each also earned All-American honors. Members of the Gophers competed in the NCAA Women's Swimming and Diving Championship last weekend, earning 21 points as a team. They ended up with an overall finish of 27th place. But for Del Angel, this was her 4th and 5th All-American honors in her 3rd NCAA appearance. Congrats to them. In gymnastics, the Gophers will compete at the Salt Lake City Regional. The regional will be hosted by the University of Utah April 2nd through 5th, and the Gophers received the 12th seed and will compete on Thursday. Some other schools selected were Utah, UCLA, Stanford, and Denver. The top 2 finishers from the regional finals will then head out to Dallas from April 17th through 19th to compete for the national title. Good luck, Gophers. Skier Lindsey with her best finish since unretiring. She earned 2nd place in the Super G World Cup race in Idaho last weekend. It's her first podium in 7 years. Vaughn is 40 and originally from Minnesota. She becomes the oldest woman to win a World Cup medal by 6 years. A Minnesota musher made a name for herself in this year's Iditarod dog sled race in Alaska. I found out how she hopes her outdoor adventure encourages others to pursue their passions.
You are an entire team moving together across the landscape.
This is 34-year-old Emily Ford's perspective along the Iditarod route this year. The Brooklyn Park native, who now calls Duluth home, spent 13 days mushing her dogs along the Yukon River in Alaska, a rigorous yet peaceful course.
It's not like you're running a machine, like you're not running a motor, like these dogs are pertinent or silent going across the land. It's kind of mesmerizing.
This year's Iditarod route was 120 miles longer than normal, as it had to be changed due to a lack of snow. But Emily still finished 18th out of 33 mushers, her first go at it, just proud to cross the finish line.
A third of the field dropped out or scratched or something happened to them where they had to leave. So even just to get under the Burled Arch felt amazing.
Of those who finished ahead of her, she noticed took more time to rest along the route, something that really stuck with her.
Just take it easy, take your time, run your own race. Don't worry about what other folks are doing.
That is a great lesson that can be applied to so much in life.
Yeah, it's a tough lesson to learn, I'll tell you.
Emily was inspired to do this race by her partner Anna, who completed the Iditarod the year before. But she hopes her own experience can encourage other women to pursue it too.
If you have a passion for something that feels niche, something that feels like you don't belong in it, like if you have the passion for it, like dive in and go for it, find resources,
Emily shares her adventures on an online blog called Emily on the Trail. Her purpose, to get more people of color outside exploring our beautiful state.
But the outdoors is for everybody, and literally everybody.
And get this, Emily told me it took about $50,000 for her to compete in the Iditarod race with her dogs. So she held a fundraiser in Duluth the summer before to raise money, and it happened to land on a day with a big storm. But people still showed up and donated, and she reached her fundraising goal to pay for the trip, as well as travel fees, gear, dog food, and vet bills. Minnesotans sure are generous. Well, thanks for watching this week's Women in Sports. We'll be back with more great stories next week. I'm Marielle Mohs.